Cancer Collective, this is your Finding Love reading. I already pre-shuffled off of screen, but I'm going to shuffle one more time on screen. Okay. God Spirit, grant me access to the Cancer Collective's Akashic Records when it comes to finding love. My Cancer Collective when it comes to finding love. Okay. Let's just do it like that because I shuffled a lot of times, Cancer. Believe me when I say that. So the first card is your readiness to find love. Your second card is going to be your lover's characteristics. Your third card is going to be how will you meet. Your fourth card is going to be the characteristics of the relationship. Your fifth card is going to be the potential of the relationship. So, okay. Are you ready, Cancer, for love? Let's see. Okay, 4 wands in the reverse. No, because you're in the energy of where you're having conflict with other people. And you're more so celebrating not community like type of celebrations, you know what I'm saying? These big, because 4 of wands, if you got 4 wands in the upright, this would be a big old celebration like a marriage with other people and family, some kind of big old celebration. But you the reverse, which is a personal celebration and conflict with other people. So you may be celebrating a milestone, with yourself, like things that like, let's just say you made it in your career, or you started a business and you reached a milestone. That's something that you could celebrate personally. It's some kind of personal win that doesn't involve other people because you're at odds with other people at this time, and you may feel like you don't have any support from anybody, whether it's your family, friends, or anybody at this time. And you may be having miscommunications with other people, especially because it's Mercury retrograde. So when you meet this person, you're not going to be, in a state where you're involving other people into your energy, because you're gonna like be keeping to yourself because of like the miscommunication. And this could be happening now, because this person could be coming towards you now. Anytime, my reads are timeless, so this person could be coming towards you at any time. You feel me? In your timeline, it's about your personal timeline when you get this. And besides, this is a general read. You know what I'm saying? So whatever resonates, keep it. You know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. But when you find this person, you're going to be in that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just about yourself, your personal development, due to probably being disappointed or hurt by other people, or in conflict with other people. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's move on to your next card. The characteristics of your lover. Okay. They got the Hangman in the reverse. This person gonna be very indecisive. They're gonna be very indecisive, and but this may not bother you, Cancer, because I know a lot of Cancer people. Y'all tend to take y'all time with people, so this person may have time to make up their mind about the relationship, because I know Cancer's more like slow burn type of relationships. You know what I'm saying? You will build, but it takes a long time for you to decide anyway. But you may be taken aback about this person not being sure about you, because it's not your nature. I mean, it's in your nature, but it may not be in this person's nature. So you may be trying to figure out, like, why is it, indecision when it comes to you, or they may be fearful to sacrifice their singleness to be in this relationship. So that could probably take you, you know what I'm saying, by surprise with this person, because see, it's in your energy to take it slow, but you may not understand why this person may not be all in for you. And I know that's weird because, people be like, well, both people are supposed to be all in, but you got to realize that Cancer's slow nature to build a relationship is y'all not all in. Y'all will know y'all like the person, but you're not 100% sold, because you have to show Cancer a lot of consistency and a lot of good attributes for the Cancer to choose you, and that is just their nature. So if anybody out there listen to this read cross watcher, if you're dealing with a Cancer, you have to let them, take their time, but that's the Cancer nature. You know what I'm saying? The Cancer's nature. But this other person, they may not be no Cancer. You know what I'm saying? And they sitting out here taking a long time. But they could be a Cancer. But for right now, what I pulled, I don't see no Cancer, but you do. This is a water energy, so it could be another water energy. Maybe that's why they doing that. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get into your next card. But you'll know this person because they not gonna be 100% sold on the relationship or jumping all in. You know, they're gonna take their time. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna feel like, oh, they playing around. So let's see how will you meet this person. Okay, you got the death card in the reverse. So when you meet this person, and I always say you can meet this person at a physical place that represents the card, or either a state of mind, or emotional state, or a physical state. So you may meet this person where they're going through a personal transformation, and the state that they're in, they may be resistant to change because that's where that resistance comes from. They're in a very resistant energy, and so they may need to make a personal transformation. So that's the energy you may meet them in. You may meet them, because I see fear out here. They have fear of sacrifice, fear of change. So it's not even about where you meet this person, it's the state that they're in. You know what I'm saying? It's their mental, emotional, and physical state that they're in, and they're very resistant person. So you're gonna know who this is. They're very resistant, and it comes from fearing giving up certain things, and fearing to make certain changes. And you'll know. Like, say you meet the person, for example, you want them to move in with you, Cancer, and they have their own place, they have their own way to doing things, and then they like, well, I don't want to move in with nobody, and I didn't plan on moving in with nobody. Because you have some people, they want to still date seriously and long term, but from two separate spaces. But you may not want them to be in a separate space. You may want them to combine spaces with you, and they may not want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's someone that's fearing, like, oh, they're fearing to sacrifice their place to come live with someone they like, love, or fall in love with. That could be an example, you know what I'm saying? Because then they were like, but I still want to keep my place, and I want to go from your place to my place, go back and forth, and I don't want to do that. But I still want the commitment, and I still want the relationship. It's people that, they think like that. Everybody has their own idea of how a relationship's supposed to go. So that could be an example of being, don't want to make the sacrifice of giving up their place to move in together, or, just fearing making those kind of changes, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and see what's the potential. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong card. Mercury retrograde. Let's see. What I say? How will you meet this person? Like in a fearful energy. So let's go to the characteristics of the relationship. You got to forgive me, Cancer. It's Mercury retrograde. So now this is how you will meet this person in this state. So now we're on the characteristics of the relationship. So with the characteristics of the relationship, you got the Three of Swords in the reverse. So with the Three of Swords in the reverse, this gonna be it's gonna be the type of relationship where y'all gonna have to have a lot of optimism when it comes to this, because you could recover or move on from this. I'm feeling a lot of different things that can happen, with this relationship. So this could be something where, you could just move on and heal from this after meeting this person, after finding this person, or you could end up, working it out together, and you end up helping this person, heal, and be optimistic about making those changes. So it could be either or. This person can, be optimistic and recover, because a lot of these fears and things that people have, it comes from something that happened, in the past, trauma from old relationships or whatever. So you can end up helping this person overcome that, and release the pain and forgive the pain of the past. And y'all start, the person start thinking more positively about making certain changes and sacrifices when it comes to this union, and then y'all can progress forward. Or you can end up, feeling like, when y'all connect, that you just need to let it go and move on, and you forgive the person for, being in this state, because you may kind of pick up intuitively that they have a lot of, trauma or something, and you may just be like, well, I'm gonna just let you be where you at, no hard feelings. I forgive you, and I'm gonna move on and bounce back from this. So that's what I'm picking up, those characteristics But let's just see what's the overall potential that will happen with this. Okay, you got the Four of Swords in the upright. So the Four of Swords in the upright, you gonna be in solitude. So overall, this card, because of those characteristics, the negativity with the person, not wanting to make the changes, because that's the negative thing that's going on, the fear of the change, the fear of the sacrifice, and you have to do both of those things when you enter into a union with another person. So you're going to end up retreating from this. So you'll know this person because they're going to start off with all that indecisive stuff, and they ain't gonna want to make the changes. They ain't gonna want to do nothing that you need to do for a relationship, and you're gonna catch on to that, and you're going to just heal yourself, release the pain, forget a person, be more positive about your personal development and recovery, and you're gonna end up in solitude, but you're gonna be replenishing yourself. So you're gonna bounce back from this, but you probably gotta deal with this person because it's a lesson behind this, and like people say, it could be a karmic kind of thing that you have to let play out. But it's gonna feel like a bit of a time waste. But you're gonna learn something from this when you meet this new lover or potential lover. When you come into contact with this person, it's gonna teach you a valuable lesson. But that's probably more than likely why you just want to focus on celebrating your personal, having your personal celebrations instead of just including other people, because it's gonna seem like it was a unnecessary experience, but it's a lesson. It's some kind of lesson that you need to learn, from coming in contact with this person. And maybe this person could be your mirror because cancers tend to be, indecisive and play the long game. So maybe this person is your mirror, Cancer. I have no idea, because sometimes we need people to reflect certain things back to us so then we can understand what other people be saying about us or what they be feeling towards us, when it comes to other individuals. So maybe this person, you're meeting them because they are your mirror, I ain't gonna say it's a twin flame, but they could just teach you a lesson by holding up a mirror towards you, but or it could just be a more valuable lesson for you to just stay focusing on yourself, because you're not really in the energy of to be dealing with other people. Right now, I'm not gonna say go full on introvert or nothing like that, but maybe kind of work on, being an ambivert, balancing yourself between introverted moments and extrovert, moments, you may have to do that because of the energy that you encountering with others. And, after especially dealing with this relationship, you're going to need your solitude, and you're going to need to replenish yourself and recharge yourself and understand the meaning by, coming in contact with this person, because it's something that you need to contemplate on and think about after dealing with this person. But you will bounce back because, this is about, renewal. So you will bounce back, and I see recovery. So you will recover after dealing with this, but it's something you need to know. So, Cancer, this concludes your read. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Ashe.